Is your conflict style saving your marriage or sabotaging it? Research proves that how you argue predicts divorce with over 90% accuracy, regardless about what the actual fight is about. If you feel unheard, you might be fighting wrong.
If you're stuck in repeated arguments, you don't need more willpower, you actually need a new map. So today we break down the 5 marriage fighting styles so you can stop the toxic arguments and finally build secure connection with one another.
So one very well-supported fact about couples from the research is that how we fight is way more important than what we fight about. Like that is what has more influence on the future of our marriage.
Right.
Than what we fight about. So often when couples come in, it's all about the content. Like I said this, no, or you said this, no, I didn't say this, I actually said this, but then you did this. And it's all like the nitty gritty details.
Yeah.
And
they're trying to sort out the facts.
Yes, trying to sort out the facts.
And whoever is more right about the facts might win.
Yes.
It seems like.
And it's like almost like they want me as the therapist to kind of referee and say like, yes, okay, you win this one, you win this one. And yet, as a therapist, and the research shows like, no, it's not about the facts. It's not about the content. It's about the process that happens between the two of you. It's
right.
How you fight. It's how you respond when you're in conflict. Yes. And that is what is important. So it's interesting here, though, I think we need to differentiate like some gender differences.
Okay.
So women are often much more, like we use distributive factors, which are like confrontational behaviors like demands or hostility or criticism or threats, insults, insisting on unilateral change. Like it's a reflection of like a felt sense of less influence.
Yeah.
So thus like requiring larger artillery.
Yes.
I mean,
this may not be 100% for all marriages.
No, it's not.
But generally speaking, like the less powerful person in the relationship will have to, could we say like fight dirtier? Or
the fight is more important to them.
Yes. But they may, well, I think what this is saying though, is that you resort to more, I don't know, is aggressive the right word?
Yeah.
Tactics, weapons, might be too strong, but just like you have to bring more oomph to it because you're already starting from that disempowered place. And we're not saying it should be like that. We're not endorsing that, but this is like a lot of cultural and social reality that is present and active that brings this about, right?
Yeah. There's also the thing about like the person who wants the relationship the least has the most power in the room.
Yeah.
So if you think if your spouse is sending signals they don't really want the relationship, then the person who wants it has less power in the room and becomes a little bit more frantic, becomes a little bit more aggressive. Again, that word comes out. I don't know that that's the right word, but stronger.
Yeah.
Stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
So like we're saying gender differences. So often the woman is the one that has these demonstrative behaviors, but not always. Sometimes it is the guy. But then for men, they're more likely to avoid or withdraw. Maybe it's a combination of having more power, being socialized that way, but also being socialized to be less emotionally capable or literate, less emotionally intelligent.
Yeah. Like guys often aren't equipped with the same emotional language or emotional verbiage. Yeah. I hear this quite a bit. And we're sort of generalizing quite a bit here, but these are fairly predictive generalities, I think, fairly reliable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just not having that language or not knowing what to do with the emotion that they're being confronted with, like, and being overwhelmed by that.
Yes.
And in no way, again, are we saying that women should be less emotional. Like that's not where we're going with this.
Yes.
We, in our practice, encourage men to develop emotional literacy, to learn how to validate their partner's emotions. Yeah.
So you can see then how this works back and forth. Like if you have someone who's really like louder or pursues more aggressively, and then you have another party who withdraws.
Yes.
It's like a chasing but can never catch, and so you're never satisfied, and so the conflict escalates. Like it just never settles.
Right.
You can never settle.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why we work on how or why, or the way, I should say the way people are fighting, the process as we've called it, rather than like the content.
Yes.
Because the topics will always change. If we solve one issue about who should have taken the kid to the game on Wednesday, next week it'll be a different thing, right?
Right.
When you can shift the way you do this, then both of you can begin to grapple with issues and have much more healthy, productive, shorter conflict, resolves faster with less intensity.
Yes.
All sorts of good stuff.
Yes.
That's
so again, this is what we want to think about today here is how we bring ourselves to conflict. Because often in conflict, we only pay attention to the facts we're fighting about.
Indeed. Yeah.
But like, let's pay attention to how we're fighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the major researchers in our industry of marriage therapy is Dr. John Gottman, and he's identified 5 conflict styles. And I'll just encourage you, like, as we go through to this, try to figure it out, see where you might fit in here. So the first style that we want to talk about is avoiders. And avoiders tend to wait stuff out.
Hang on one sec. Avoiders?
Avoiders.
Avoider. Okay.
Was I mumbling it?
Yep.
Okay. Avoiders. Wait stuff out. Did I get it there? Or they talk it out at like a very shallow level. So they kind of, you state your points, maybe reaffirm common ground. Hey, we're all trying to get the family, through the week here, that kind of stuff. That's the avoider kind of indicator, or one of them. And also just like moving on after providing vague solutions. We'll figure it out. That's a vague solution.
Yep.
We'll get through this. Most avoiders actually don't think that they're avoided. They think they're dealing with it. And when things calm like that, because how do you respond to, we'll figure it out. They think like they're doing something productive and helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's easy to reinforce the behavior. But it's problematic because over time, that avoidance promotes distance and disconnection in the relationship, which increases the level of loneliness that the partners are feeling between each other. And this really sort of becomes like a peace at any cost kind of thing. Like it's super hard then to navigate through stuff because you can't resolve it properly. It's just been like glossed over, brushed aside, swept under the rug, deferred, something like that.
Right.
Yes.
And they're doing it for good reason, right? Like they're doing it
Might be very sincere.
to calm. Like if I avoid this, if I just brush it down, if
Yeah.
I make it seem smaller, then our relationship seems safer.
And we won't have a big fight. It won't be so scary.
It won't blow up.
We're not going to have like 3 weeks of ice, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. So the next type that Dr. Gottman identified are what they call volatiles. Volatiles come straight at the other person. And so anytime there's a disagreement, there's immediately reacted to with like an attempt to persuade or convince the other person. Otherwise, often very much more sort of dramatic or intense in conflict, either positively or negatively. A volatile can value arguing or debating and works really hard at convincing the other.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're super focused on. High passion as well, like possibly in the marriage generally, but high conflict too. And if that person like has a lot of respect that they couch that volatility in, this can work. Like you'll get stuff sorted out.
Okay. Yes.
But if there's not, it can feel very attacking. It can be very damaging. It can feel very dangerous and frightening too, especially if one of the partners has grown up in like a violent home or something like that. It can trigger that old stuff. I've seen that before too. And that makes it even tougher because the volatile person's like, we just yelled at each other and got over it. Like it was fine. And now they don't understand why this is so terrifying for their spouse or partner.
Right. This is like when we were eating pizza in New York and I think it was an Italian family and they were trying to plan a wedding. And it was like, I was worried. I was terrified and they were just going at it. And I was sure there was going to be no wedding.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, they walk out and they're all laughing and friendly and they're good to go.
That's
So
a funny memory.
that's kind of like a volatile, but in them, it was normal. But if I married someone like that
And you weren't used to that.
and I wasn't used to that, that could be a struggle.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So that's one to consider. And then there's the validators. Now, validators tend to walk the middle line, and that doesn't mean to sound like it's bad or somehow they're not really convicted about stuff, but they're just more in the middle here. So there's conflict at times, ease and calm at others, kind of naturally tend towards like, let's work together on this problem. Let's solve this together. And in some ways this can sound ideal and it can actually work well. But if everybody is just like too validating, the marriage can end up as sort of this really nice collaboration or friendship and lack the romance or the intensity.
Passion.
If you extrapolate that to all the parts of the marriage. So it has some real strong points, but we wouldn't want, I don't think we're endorsing like trying to get people 100% lock on to being validators like 100% of the time either.
Okay.
Right? So that's kind of interesting to this. Like conflict is a part of relationships.
Mhm.
So even though people fall in all these styles, it's possibly the case that none of them are like really the ideal one. If you think about it, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, think about the validators as another option. And then sort of on the difficult end of things, more than the volatile is the hostile type. And that is like very negative conversations, lots of defensiveness, globalizing, which is saying you always, you never, that kind of thing. Very judgmental attitudes or dispositions. Rarely do hostiles have a productive fight. It's just too hostile.
Okay. Yeah.
It's too severe of a context to be relational, which is, I mean, you have most fighting occurs because of a relationship, because you're in a relationship with someone, right?
Yeah.
Like the table next to us arguing about the wedding, they didn't start arguing with us. They were just,
Right.
they
right.
didn't have a relationship with us,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So, and then the last one is hostile or / detached, which means that there's little to no emotional involvement with each other, but occasionally get into like a very hostile spat. So I think if we are sort of targeting something here, it's probably around that being validators, but with a little sprinkle of heat on there. Like we want a little bit of chili peppers on that or some hot sauce.
Yeah.
Just to make sure like it's not too accommodating, nobody's standing up for themselves and everybody's just over accommodating.
Ah, yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Because we can validate to the point where we like lose ourselves in it.
Yes.
Because it's all just about
Yeah.
making sure the relationship is safe.
And you're, yeah, like I'm totally rolling over for you and not standing up at times for what I need from a situation.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're watching or listening, take a pause here, hit like and subscribe. Have a little chit chat with your spouse. Like, what style do you think you predominantly fall into? Has it shifted over the course of your relationship? What about your parents and their respective styles? Like, how has that influenced you? Have a conversation. We're all about conversations.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hit pause now. In case they want to hit pause.
Oh, and have the conversation. Yes.
They just ask for that.
Yeah. And while you have paused just hit like and subscribe. Okay. So let's talk about how to shift the way you fight based on which category you find yourselves in. So we talked about the avoiders, right? Do anything they can to avoid the conflict. And so if you see yourself or you see an avoider in you, like work really hard to lean in. Open up the body language. Share more deeply. These are things that create the bond, create the vulnerability. When things are hard, like in conflict, this is hard to do because we go into protect mode.
Right.
And so this is where we need to work really hard to kind of lean in. Like, no, I'm in the relationship, but rather than like shut down and avoid, okay, I'm gonna give my spouse the benefit of the doubt here. I'm gonna open up and I'm gonna lean in.
Yeah, and we want to say that, of course, we're saying this in the context of non-abusive relationships, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And what Verlynda's driving towards, like, this is where conflict becomes very productive for the bond that exists between you. Because if instead of holding back and protecting and self-preserving over here, I actually extend vulnerability and say like, well, I had this thing when I was a child that went this way, and that's the reason why I'm like holding on to this so tightly. If I show you that, then you can extend compassion to that younger part of me and understand like why I'm sort of entrenched in my position. Doesn't mean I have to win and you have to lose because I've shown this, but as the avoider, if I've put that into the relationship, now Verlynda's seen a part of me that she may not have ever seen before or certainly didn't realize was operating here. Yeah. Right? She can't read my mind. So this leads to more connection, to more intimacy, and to better solutions too. I think.
Yeah. And that's so much more huggable than hiding that part. And it's like a wall and I don't know, I can't get through.
Yeah. And if I keep this sort of tender thing back here out of sight, you don't see that. You just see the obstinate, I'm not going there. And that's
makes me more frustrated. So I come at you harder and then we've escalated.
Yeah. I push your volatility higher.
Yeah.
By avoiding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So for the volatiles though.
Tell us about the volatiles.
We or they, whichever one.
I think we'll go with we.
We need to work on softening, like lowering the intensity of our expression. Can you not look at me?
Do I look like I'm enjoying this too much?
Yes.
I just like it when you tell on yourself in public.
So, what else do we need to do? lower intensity of our expression, right? Like even our face, like if I'm coming at you like strong, eyebrows up to here, that's different than if I can come in with a softer face, a softer body language, softer start.
Yeah.
Rather than come in on the attack, I can offer a vulnerable emotion instead.
Yep.
I can soft start. I think part of this is giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're not, hiding or avoiding or something intentional.
Trying to lock you out. Like I want to be more connected.
Yeah.
Right. But I want to say this for the volatiles too, is like, you may also have that child part back here, but it's just got sort of the intense face
Fight
on
mode.
it because it's trying to protect what's back there. Right.
Yes.
And so just as equally, that may be important. If I can see why she's so passionate about this, like why this matters so much to her, I can hug that more than I can hug just sort of the angry front to
like
it
the
all.
me coming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the volatiles.
Yeah.
The validators, right? Like if this is you, that's where you found yourself, you're doing great, but we can maybe add in staying differentiated. Like it's okay to stand in your convictions while holding an open mind. I don't have to become you.
You can validate me without having to adopt my stance.
Yeah. Yeah. And people often talk about this, like, well, I don't want to validate something I disagree with.
Yes.
It's like, but you can validate their experience.
Right.
It doesn't mean you
the way
agree.
that they came to their conclusion and
Yes.
why they think the way they do.
Like, okay, well, that makes sense.
Yes.
It makes sense why you're hiding that little guy over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna make me cry, Verlynda. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the hostile though,
Yes.
or the hostile detached, this is tough because like it's starting off from a destructive point. So if your way of having conflict is hostile, like we strongly recommend therapy because you're having some big emotions come up, which makes sense for what you've been through, and yet they're not helpful. And that often is an indicator of trauma or even long-term marital distress.
Yeah. Just as an example of that, like I've seen times where people grew up in families where the angriest person or the most violent person in the room was the safest person in the room.
Like there was safest?
Yeah, because there was so much danger in the family system. Whoever was like the worst was the safest.
Right.
Right. So that when you grow up in that kind of a context, you're going to learn that being hostile is the best way to get through conflict.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And that's trauma-based. Like that's a fight response. We talk about fight, flight, fear, freeze, fawn, all those things. That's the fight response in your nervous system. You're activated. That comes from trauma. And that's why we recommend therapy. Like you're not broken or damaged or like that kind of stuff. But this is like understanding that this pattern derives from something that you needed to do. And then realizing, hey, that no longer serves me here with this person because she's not dangerous for me. So I need to go like defuse this thing.
Yeah.
So that I can learn what it means to be a validator, get into conflict, still hold your point of view, not to be, and no need any longer to get big scary on in order to feel safe, but trust that what exists between us will hold the safety.
Yes. Like I'm already safe here.
Yeah. Such a beautiful pivot that can happen there.
Yeah.
And sometimes too, this can just come out of long-term marital distress. And again, great spot for therapy because it gives you both a chance to do some work to reset and reconfigure your relationship with each other.
Yeah.
So did I swamped the end of your thing? Was there anything else you wanted to add to that? Were we good?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's helpful to know, given what we've talked about, it's helpful to know like when it's time to reach out for help sometimes. So, and actually like any couple who finds themselves having the same arguments over and over would be great candidates for couples therapy. Or if you find you're an avoider or volatile or hostile and you can't figure out how to shift that on your own, we would love to help you.
Like our counseling agency is focused on couples therapy for over a decade now. We've helped many, many couples break out of destructive patterns, out of their stuck conflict, and come back from the edge of divorce. And we'd love to help you as well. So visit us at therapyvo.com to learn more and to book a free 20-minute phone consultation today.
Thanks for listening today. You can get the full show notes on our website at therapyvo.com/300.